What is the most powerful story ever told? This is Million Dollar Sales Director Nikki McDaniel from Rapid City, South Dakota, filling in for National Sales Director Kristen Sharp. The most powerful story ever told is the one that you tell yourself about who you are, what things mean, and what you are capable of doing. So my topic today is upgrade your story, upgrade your life. So what are stories? Well, your stories are simply put your thoughts. So I've been reading The Breakthrough Code by Tom McCarthy, thanks to Amber Tone-Gian and her great recommendation. And he says in their quote, your life will be as beautiful or as terrible as the story in your head as it is. Not only can you choose the story that you tell yourself about who you are now and who you will be in the future, but you can even create a better story about your past. What you've gone through in the past, no matter how crappy it was when you were going through it, you can look at it as a gift, a curse, or a powerful lesson. So I want to give you an example. Let's think about football, okay? And I want you, if you have a favorite team, think about your favorite team. What if I told you that I always root against your favorite team because I love a different team? Okay, so we're looking at the same two teams, your favorite team, my favorite team, but we're looking at them through radically different stories that we have in our heads. And our stories are going to cause us to root for one team and not the other. See, two people could look at the same situation and see things very differently. My friends, we have a story about everything in our life. And so that means that you must be very careful about the story you tell yourself because it will determine what you see. So you already have stories going on in your head all the time. But the big question when it comes to your results is, are you going to create a powerful story to guide you? Or will you follow whatever story randomly shows up? Just like you can choose what shoes you're going to wear when you go into a situation, you can also choose which story you will bring into a situation. See, one story may condemn you to failure, while another will drive your grit, creativity, and confidence and will find a way to win. How many want to find a way to win? Well, which one will you choose? Remember, winners are story creators. So how do we create stories that allow us to win? Okay, I want you to think of a food that you used to hate, but now you love. Okay, so let's say it's Brussels sprouts. All right, you used to hate them, now you love them. Well, in order to love Brussels sprouts now, you had to let go of your old story that you hated Brussels sprouts, right? See, we are all holding onto old stories that don't serve us. And it is our job, nobody else's job but our job, to get rid of those old, disempowering stories so that you can replace them with empowering stories. So you might be wondering, okay, well, how do we create new stories? Well, here's what he says in the book. The first step in clearing space for a new story to unfold is we've got to destroy the old ones. So play a game with me. Think about a sunny beach. Now think about a pink elephant. Now think about a satellite in space. Now think about a red sports car. Okay, now think about them all at the same time. You can't do it, can you? It's like trying to pick up a glass with one hand that's already holding another glass. Like, it's just not going to work. So what I'm saying is to clear up space and create better stories, we've got to let go of the old stories that don't serve us anymore. So, for example, maybe you've always told yourself that you're shy. Well, what's that going to hold you back from? It's going to hold you back from probably getting in front of a room of people. And I bet it's going to hold you back from meeting some amazing people because you're shy, right? So, everybody, I want you to write down this statement. I am under no obligation to be the same person as I was 5 minutes ago. I'm going to say that again. I am under no obligation to be the same person that I was 5 minutes ago. So I want you to think of your seminar goal for a minute. And I want you to really do this week, you guys. Examine the stories that you have around it. Because I know they're there. What are the limiting stories and the debilitating stories that you need to get rid of in order for you to accomplish that goal? What is the one thing that's standing in the way of you achieving that goal? Maybe you say it's lack of confidence. What is the story you're holding onto that is causing your lack of confidence? See, many of your stories aren't even your stories. It might be what your parents told you or someone spoke that into you, right? So once you identify your disempowering stories, okay, first we got to identify them. We got to know they're there. We got to destroy them. Okay, I know destroy is a strong word, but we got to destroy them. So in the book, he shared 2 techniques, and I've been using these, you guys, and I love them. So the first idea is to constantly disrupt them when they show up, okay? So imagine if you, maybe this has happened to you before, but you're talking and somebody constantly is interrupting you. Like you're trying to talk, they just constantly interrupt you, right? Well, what do you end up doing? Eventually you just get up and walk away, or you just stop talking, right? Because they just keep interrupting you. So that's what we want to do with our disempowering stories. We don't even want to give them a chance to take hold of our mind. So how do you interrupt your disempowering stories? Okay, have you ever been, I was watching this the other day, have you ever been to a sporting event where the athletes are getting ready to go onto the court or the field? What are they doing? Well, they're jumping around. Maybe they're shaking their body. They're getting themselves psyched up, right? Well, what is that doing for them? It's firing electrical impulses to their brain that are interrupting any negative stories that might be showing up. So you, my friends, can do the same thing. Your body is filled with nerves that connect to your brain. So anytime that you I'm doing it with you, anytime that you move your body vigorously, you fire electricity into your brain and it scrambles whatever is there. Okay? So I want you to practice that. Interrupt when you have those disempowering stories that are coming to your head. You're going to interrupt them. Okay? So you can jump up and down. You could take a deep breath. You could even bang on your desk like a drum. You could pump your fist, just something that you move, okay? Doesn't matter what you do as long as you interrupt that thought, okay? So that is the first way that you can get rid of them. And the second method is my favorite, and it is called the shredder. Okay, I want you to picture in your mind a paper shredder. Okay, and in a minute, I'm going to try to see if you can hear it. I'm going to close with it, and I'm going to play you the sound because the sound is really powerful. But imagine inside your head, you have a story shredder, like a paper shredder. Okay, so every time a thought comes to mind that doesn't serve you, and you got to take time for this, take a minute, and imagine that thought being shredded into a million pieces. And you can even make the shredder sound as you visualize. So when you do this, it's going to help the old story it's not going to be welcome anymore, and it's eventually going to go away, right? Because it's going through that paper shredder. Okay? So let's shred those stories those disempowering, limiting stories, and let's interrupt those stories that aren't serving us. Because remember, once you upgrade those stories that aren't serving you, you, my friends, will upgrade your life. So I'm going to close by playing the paper shredder sound for you. And I want you to just close your eyes, and I want you to imagine those thoughts, those disempowering thoughts, going through this paper shredder. Shred those thoughts, girls. Have a great day. Bye-bye.